First, we have Corvus, and this is part 2 in the tips video. So if you haven't seen the first one for supports, make sure to go check it out. Alright, for Corvus, the first thing is that you can throw your projection and then use your ult, cast your ult, and then TP to projection. So if you're just like trying to peel for somebody, let's say your teammate's over there and they're getting killed, but you have to throw down your CC, so you throw down your projection, use this to save them, and then TP back. Now both you're safe and your ultimate is down over there peeling for your teammates so they can back up and get to you for heals. Very simple, but does help out quite a bit actually that I find with Corvus. With Furia, we're going to go ahead and go over here and grab her ult. Now, this is also another thing with her ultimate, similar to Corvus, where you can use your ultimate to body block things. I don't have somebody here to show that, but if you have somebody like Bomb King or something like that ulting and you're able to get here like this, then you can block it as they're coming through. And it's very simple, but it's very effective, and basically nobody who I see uses Fairy ult actually does it for this reason. Yes, obviously use your ultimate for what it is, but if you're using it in this scenario, basically you're always going to get value out of it no matter what. Both blocking and ultimate plus damage, since you're damage immune and CC immune. And you're also casting your ult to be able to turn around and do more damage and kill that person. Grohk, again, another simple one. You basically always want to be using both totems at once, which is why Totemic Ward was very favored before this patch. Because it just gives you that's your only way of burst healing, is with double totem. So you kind of have to always use both totems. So always be using both totems when you're healing somebody, and you'll get just a ton of healing, basically instantly. I don't have the cooldown thing, but yeah, you just get a ton of healing. Basically always be using both totems at once. It's okay that you lose your totems that quickly, especially when you have Chronos, but basically always be using both totems. Again, just very quick burst healing, and if you're able to get that burst healing out, you can usually turn around a fight by the time you would have your totems back up. For Grover, another one with the ultimate, it's very simple, because it does say it, and I usually try not to use tips that are used in ability descriptions, but basically always be canceling your ult. You should... God damn, this ability is loud. You basically should only be using his ultimate to get a very quick burst of heal and then cancel the ultimate. So you're still left with about 43 to 50%. Dude, this skin is so fucking loud. Holy shit. Oh my god, that is actually awful. But yeah, basically be canceling his ultimate around 40%. Obviously, late game, you're going to need to keep your ultimate up a little bit longer to get that full healing. So... late game is a little bit different, but early game to mid game, you should basically always be canceling it around 43%. You're going to keep your ultimate, plus you only have to build up around half your ultimate. And so you basically have double the uptime of Grover ult. Not a lot of people seem to know about this, or if they do know about it, they don't really use it. So yeah, be different, do that, you'll be a better Grover. For Io, this has to do with her ultimate. Again, a lot of ults today. It's that her ultimate stops her movement. So let's say you're getting pushed off the map, or you're just getting pushed somewhere. You can use her ult to stop her movement, and then turn around and then dash back onto the map, or dash back into a safer place. Very simple, but it is something that can help out from time to time. If you're getting pushed off the map by, like, let's say a Torv, you can ult towards the end of it, and then you'll have your leap to be able to get back onto the map. There you go. For Jenos, you're basically always going to want to be in Stellar Wind. There's not really a reason for you not to be in Stellar Wind unless you're doing damage. But very rarely, honestly, do I find, like, do I need to be doing damage with Jenos. Like, just hiding behind walls, keeping yourself safe, doing healing, and then obviously coming out so you can find grips. I fucked it up, but you get what I mean. So whenever you're coming out, you're basically grabbing them, doing a little bit of damage, getting that heal off, and then kind of going back to hiding, just so you can barely keep up. You should usually be running a second support with Jenos, just because he does lack that damage, so that other support can kind of help out that off support, and they can do damage plus healing, since his healing also isn't the best. But yeah, basically always being Stellar Wind. It does give you that bit of safety too. You're able to be a lot faster, you're able to have that extra jump height, and extra hovering speed, so if you're up somewhere, you can kind of hover into a better spot. But yeah, basically always be in Stellar Wind, but when you can, obviously look for a little bit of damage. This, again, has to do with her ult. So this is actually going to basically be something similar to like a Lilith ult, where you can tank things while casting your ult, because you take, I think, 50% less damage. So let's say somebody's ulting you, or you're just getting pushed in general, you can ult to negate that damage, and then turn around, since you're getting health every 1 second, I think, or every 0.5 seconds. Then turn it around and do damage, kill them. Very simple, just like the Furia tip. But it does help out in a lot of use cases, especially if you're getting ulted by, like, a, let's say, Andrew or something like that, or a Terminus just ulted right next to you, then you can pop your ult to live it, and then you can also use your ultimate to turn around and win the next fight. For Damba, it's more of how you should be playing with his ripened gourds. Let's say my flank is over there, and I'm fighting over here. Let's say this is mid, and this is left lane. As Damba, you're basically always wanting to throw your gourd on your flank or near your flank, wherever they're fighting, so they have that sustain, plus if you have any cards that are benefiting them if they're being in gourd. And then you're going to have enough heals with just Spirits Chosen to be okay. And then if you need peel for yourself, you should basically be holding ult for peel for yourself, plus your slither. So yeah, basically throw gourd on your flanks whenever you can and as often as you can, basically on cooldown, to make sure that they can win those fights and really guarantee their value as a flank. For Pip, it's something that I don't see a lot of people know about him and his ultimate, and it's that his ultimate goes through shields. And I see a lot of people saying, oh, break Fern's shield or wait for Terminus to put down shield. You can ult through their shield. Like, I don't have a person heal to shield for it, but it does go through shields. They did change it a little bit ago. It used to not go through shields, but then they did change it. So now it does go through shields. The only exception to this, I think, is Atlas. I don't know if there's any more, but specifically Atlas, because he catches projectiles. He doesn't block them. It catches them in his field. I don't think there's anything else like that that catches things like Atlas will, but yeah, it does go through shields. So yeah, don't be scared of a Fernando shielding in front of you. Just ult him and he'll die. For Seris, this is a little bit similar to Grover, but this is that you can cast your ult again. This doesn't save ult charge, but what it does is it actually catches it wherever you press it again. So if I go ahead and get my ult again by going over here and grabbing it, you can throw it in the air and then stop at mid-air, pulling people to it. You can do this off the map, you can do it on walls, you can do it by throwing it a little bit behind you to catch them and pull them towards your team a little bit more. Do it in the air to pull them out of things, etc. There's so many uses for it. Make sure you're looking for it. And honestly, most of the time you're gonna be using this. There's not really a reason you should be putting it on the ground. But you can put it up in the air, and then it'll catch them. I fucked it up. And then they'll fall to the ground shortly after. They'll still be stunned while they're in the animation, but then they'll fall to the ground. So yeah, very good for setup. For Ying, you always want to have at least one illusion away from basically everything, so you always have a getaway ability. You should have one far away from you because your TP always goes to the farthest illusion, and then you can have one kind of close to you to help out with that healing. And then if you need to get out, you can just TP out, and there you go. TPs you to the farthest one, and the farthest one that was last alive. There you go.